everybody, it's Teresa and welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you are new here. Today I've got some great DIYs to show you for decorating your laundry room. Not too exciting, but we're going to make it a really cute space. So our first DIY, you're going to need one of these big signs. Obviously they have them all year round, and we're going to cover that in plaster, as you can see, and then we're going to go in and do a quick dry brushing with this hazelwood. Now in hindsight, this particular one is really cool because it actually already has those lines like built in, like they're not drawn on. Those are actually part of the sign, so that is really amazing. I love that. In hindsight, I should have used, they have one out right now at Dollar Tree in the Valentine's section that says home, and that would been a little easier to cover. The red was a little hard. That Waverly plaster, I did about 3 coats to get it that red lettering really covered. So, and I decided to go a lot heavier than I normally would have with the hazelnut. So once I'm done with all the paint, I'm going to take some sandpaper and just kind of distress it a little bit more, since I'm going heavy on the distressing on this one, and to kind of get rid of any major spots that I had. Now we're going to go ahead and go with this decal. It's going to say Mask Station. I know you're looking at it saying, where's the S? The Cricut mat that I used, it's a long one, it's new. We had a bit of a disagreement, and it actually like held on to the backing of like the vinyl. So crazy stuff. So one thing too, I just wanted to let you know, this particular vinyl is the temporary vinyl. It's like 631, I think, Oracal 631 vinyl. I didn't want to do permanent because, hello, masks. We're not going to need masks forever, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it in temporary vinyl so I can peel it off and put something else on here, like maybe like a key ring holder kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So it actually worked a lot easier than I had expected, with of course the exception of the S, but I'll show you real quick how I'm going to fix that. So I peeled it off, I was able to save it, and then I'm just going to throw it on that piece of transfer tape, and I'm just going to stick it on there, and I'm going to make it work. I was like, you know what, I'm going to figure out a way to do it so I don't have to redo that one darn letter. So, and then since it does have those grooves that kind of go in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the vinyl, and I'm almost going to press it down and like into the sign. I was thinking like, I don't want to make it, you know, the decal and then have to cut it, because I tell you what, there's no way I would ever cut a straight line. It's just not possible. Especially in this instance, it's not going to happen. So I just cut across it, and be careful if you decide to do this, because see, I ended up pulling off the little bit of the A there, so we're just going to put that back on, act like nothing happened. And then I'm going to take I was kind of playing around with different tools to figure out the best way to do this. I'm taking a few different options, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just almost like trying to press that vinyl into that crack. I ended up doing off camera, which I think was the best way, is I actually used my little scraping tool that I use on my vinyl to kind of press it in. So if you end up repeating this project, I would definitely suggest looking at that as an option, just to press it in. It made a little bit of, you know, a pretty good amount of difference, I personally think. So, and obviously I took way longer to do this than I probably should have, but you know, it just it was one of those things. It's like, have you ever done that where you get into something, you're like, I'm going to do this, darn it, and it's going to work. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put down some hooks. These are some command hooks. I didn't want to put anything like a heavy duty hook, because I mean, these are just holding masks, so it's not like it's going to be anything heavy. And I just wanted to put a little bit of hot glue, because these are clear, and I mean, I know you can just like barely see them on film here, but we are going to just put just a little bit of glue at the bottom. Be really careful, because like right there, I burnt the heck out of my edge of my finger. So when you're hot gluing like the edge of it, like just don't touch that part, just touch the hook. See how I think I learned towards the 4th one, I was like, hey, how about you not put your finger anywhere near the hot glue, because that would probably be good. And now we're just going to add on some twine to the back so we can hang it. this is going in my laundry room because that is where all of our masks end up. I have an entry from the garage into the laundry room, and that is typically where we come through. And my son does go to school, in person, so he does wear a mask every single day, and so this is just gonna be helpful. I'm just gonna line them, like double or triple them up on those hooks, so he can actually find them when he's ready to leave, and we don't have to run around looking for one. So I put down some glue first with those little clamps, and then I'm gonna put it on top of there. And here we go with the big reveal. So I definitely think it turned out really cute. It's gonna look really nice in my laundry room, which isn't much space. So here we have just a little plank of wood. It is already hung. I want to say this came from Michael's, I think. I've had this thing for a long time. And we're just going to paint it with some gray Parisian. And then we're going to go over kind of just in the edges of the plank with some antique wax. And to be completely honest, I already had one that was painted. So I have already done this. It was nice. It was dry. It was done. I was like, you know what? We're just going to throw some stuff on this. And then I have these little decals. Those are from Dollar Tree. I've already cut them out, and they kind of just like fit perfectly. So I can't be mad about it. If you do get these from Dollar Tree, be forewarned, the letters, and I thought I edited a lot of this out, I am sorry. The letters actually kind of hook on really hard, like they don't really hook on, but they peel easily in some spots, whereas like the edges of the letters, like on the R, if you look at like the very tip of the R, how it kind of comes out on the ends, that part and parts like that on the other letters are kind of problematic in that they want to peel, but then like little bits of them kind of want to stay on the sticker kind of thing. And they kind of break off a little bit. I was able to save it. I had one, I think, letter that tore a little bit too much. But I did end up saving it, and we'll kind of see, that it does end up working out. But just to let you know that is kind of something that these are a little bit problematic about. Like I think on this one it's like I almost lost like part of the F, and see, you can almost see it on the L. I'm giving away my secrets here. On the L, it is kind of a little bit like that, where it should have been a little bit longer, and you can see it actually right there on the little sticker backing. It's got a little dot because that was part of the L. So just so you know that is something that is problematic. Go really slow when you're peeling them off. I know when I do stuff like this, I'm like, I just want to get it off of this thing and get it on my, my DIY and get it done so I can look at it and be happy with it. And then you do something and you're like, oh, I should have slowed down. Why didn't I just slow down? So we've got, I thought it would be easier to kind of do it from bottom to top. So that is why I went in that particular direction. And I was almost actually going to put all of these little guys on some glass from some different frames that I didn't use, but the repeat one did not fit. So that's an idea if that works out better for you. But at least a 5x7. So here it is, all finished, and this is just going to go right up on my wall in my laundry room. So on our last one, this one I thought was really cute, if I don't mind, patting myself on the back. We're going to take one of these little banks, and big surprise, we're going to turn it into a bank. We're just going to take off this little mermaid fund because there are no mermaids in my laundry room, unless my daughter's in there and her clothes are getting washed. She's got a slew of mermaid items. We're going to tape it off. Now, when I tape things down with at least this type of thing, I'm trying to almost like press that tape like into the little groove. In my mind, what is better on this is I get a little bit of paint on the glass as opposed to skipping and not getting all of this glittered green stuff covered. So here I was trying to find like the best tool option to like trim off my excess. And as you can tell, it took me a while to find this. Oh, that's right, because I had a knife blade on the X-Acto knife and it needed to be switched out. And instead of being lazy, I decided just to go ahead and switch it out. So like I said, I just trim off the excess. And like I said, it's much better to have a little bit of paint that you have to scrape off, which you're going to do the exact same method. you're going to just scrape it off if you get any excess on there. So here it is all taped down, and I'm actually going to do the Waverly moss. And we're going to do over that, we're going to do with the antique wax. I'm going to do it pretty heavy. I didn't want to do, I don't know, I'm not saying that I'm over like real, you know, like a lot of white and creams and stuff, but I wanted a little something different. And as I was doing this and I put the moss down, I was like, you know what it kind of makes me think of? It makes me think of like a real copper penny. Not obviously like the current, you know, pennies that you get that are not copper, but like an old copper penny. If you know, if you had it for a long time, if it's been around for a long time, which obviously it probably has because it's made out of actual copper, it's gonna get this like, I think it's called a patina, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the description below if it's not called a patina, but it's gonna get like this patina on it that gives it like this like greenish color to it, like maybe not quite turquoise but kind of close. So that's where I was going with this. So once we're done with that, we're gonna let that sit off and dry, and we're gonna go ahead and cover the backing of the bank. I'll be honest, I almost forgot about this. I was like putting it all together and I was like, oh yeah, the back can't be left like this. I'm gonna go ahead and just give a good coat of Mod Podge. I usually use a glue stick, but I thought that this would be better because it's a hard cardboard, and I'm just going to smooth it out afterward with my handy dandy scraper, and then we are going to add some hot glue around the edges because we're going to be putting coins in it. I don't really want them to like get stuck in there if there's like a little spot. Sealed. So well, then we're going to just trim up all the paper, and now we're ready to put our decal, and it says finders keepers. I thought that would be really funny in a laundry room, you know, like you find coins in the dryer or in somebody's, you know, pockets or something. Especially if you're the one to do the laundry, like I am. I do all the laundry. So I'm like, you know what? If I find coins, it belongs to me. So I thought that that would be a cute little thing for a bank, for a laundry room. I know you don't typically think of a bank in the laundry room, but I thought it was adorable. Not to, you know, toot my own horn like I am, obviously. So, like I said, we are going to just trim up all that paper just so it fits in there really nice, and then we will add it back in. And here's how this project turned out, and my daughter already wanted the coins. Here's how all of our projects turned out for our laundry room. Well, not our laundry room, my laundry room. But I'm so appreciative of everyone who has subscribed to my channel and everyone who's recently come over and subscribed. I really, truly appreciate you guys. And if you are new here and you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell icon, thumbs up, all that whole thing, and I will see you guys next time.